Alright guys, welcome to week 2 power rankings. Gonna make this just a YouTube video for this week. And we got very interesting changes this week. A lot of games went down. And a couple new guys at the top spots in each league. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting with the pro leagues. And we got Dodgers, who 1-8 in week 2. That might not be actually totally accurate, but whatever. But basically, he's same spot as last week. Just nothing has really gone his way this season. Giving up, his pitching has been really rough for him, as most of pro league has the rough pitching. But he's staying at 16 this week, and I'm surprised to see him this low. Ballers 1-5 in week 2, -4 spots. I honestly expect him to be at least like a top 5 maybe team, but a lot of close games with him I'm seeing, but the offense just really isn't there for him. And of course the pitching's always keep him close in the games. He's always known for his pitching, but really rough time scoring runs this season. But I expect him to bounce back. And then at 14, we have Kobe Eternal, +1 in the ranking. He went 3-2 this week. Looking solid. I can see him definitely making a run to sneak in a playoff spot for sure. 13, we have Lovely Ladies, who went 3-1. Take the +1 improvement for their ranking this week, and they've had definitely an easier schedule this week to play with compared to last week, which with the rough start. And definitely seeing improvement from week 1, and it's only up from here for him for sure. And number 12, we got Jersey Smoke, who's going on the downhill side of things, unfortunately. 2-4 in week 2, but I feel like he's still gonna make a run to get a playoff spot this season. Definitely just he looks better than most previous seasons he's played in. But I can see him having a good week 3 with the schedule he's got, and hopefully he bounces back for him. And at 11, we got Planet Express, 3 for 3 this week, and +2 in the improvement. Definitely a better schedule for him this week than last week. Kind of got destroyed, but looking way better this week for sure. 10, we got Sprouts, same spot as last week, 3 for 3. He's having a hard time scoring a lot of runs for sure. Pro League is kind of like slow pitch softball right now with how many runs are being scored. So it's kind of odd to see some guys not score a crazy amount. But we love competitive baseball, man. That's what's up. So he's at number 10. Number 9, Rats. Rough week 2, 1-3. They're down 3 spots. Definitely surprising as being the preseason ranked number 1 team. So I'm surprised to see him down here this low. And at number 8, we got Bull Trains, who had a really good improvement week here. 3 for 3, +4. And definitely on the upcoming for, one of the better teams in the league for sure. 7, we got SDC, 4-2 this week. So really good week for him. +1 in the rankings. He's been looking really solid, and he's on the uptrend as well. And Beavers, at the number 6, another +1 spot, 4-2 this week. Definitely, I always thought he was gonna be a top 5 team, and I think he's really coming out and showing that he's gonna be a top 5 team. And this is crazy for me, honestly. Tim's over 3 in week 2, so he gets the -3 in the rankings. Just hasn't looked nearly as good as he was in week 1. some struggles for sure. But still in the top 5 spot. Number 4, we got Cobra Chickens. Same spot as last week. Definitely a tougher week for him. 2-5. But we know how he plays. He's gonna bounce back for sure in week 3. And then you got the Highlanders at the 3 spot. Went 4-2 this week. Lot better than week 1 for sure. He's looking like a top team right now with how he's playing. So he gets a +2 in the ranking. Number 2, we got Shamrocks. Sorry, 4-2, +1 in the ranking, and looking really good for him. I think he's gonna have a good season and definitely be a top playoff team for sure. And finally, but not least, we have number 1. It's West Ham. Who else would it be? Another 6-0 week for him. Definitely closer games. Not as many blowouts, but he's still at the number 1 spot. Look, he's really the guy to beat right now in the Pro League. Looking really good. Still undefeated. So look out for this guy. Okay, we got the All-Star League coming up next. Definitely some big changes in All-Star League. It's interesting to watch it unfold this week. And 20, still, I mean, I never expected this. Outsiders at number 20, 0 for 3 in week 2. And they're sticking at number 20. Really rough season from him. I didn't expect this. He just kind of improved every season, and then now he's kind of having like a little bit of problems against anyone, really. Can't score a lot of runs at all. It's definitely been tough for him. Number 19, we got the Ridge Runners, 0-6 in week 2. Just haven't looked good at all, honestly. And I'm not seeing too many signs that he can really show a lot of improvement this season. So he's still here. 19. And then 18, we got the Pilsners. Same spot as last week. Went 1-2 in this week. Not much change there. So 17, we got the North Stars. I can't believe he's down as far still. The Season 3 champion. 1-4 in week 2, and he gets a -4 in the ranking spots. Definitely a tough start for the season for him. And then the Punks at 16, -1. Went 2-4. Definitely had a rougher week. But I can see him sneaking a playoff spot. And then you got the Moonballers, +1. They went 2 for 2 this week. But definitely a team I can think is going to be on the uptrend in the rankings. 14, we got the Labs. Only went 1-0 this week. So, not much to show for improving his rank, but, he stays here at number 14. And then 13, we got the Falcons. 3-3 this week. I definitely expect him to be a lot higher in the rankings. Having a lot of competitive games. Sometimes he's just kind of getting blown out. It's all over the place for him this season. But he gets -1 in the rankings. And number 12, another surprising team down this low is the Blues. 2-2 this week and -1 in the rankings. Just not the best start I would expect from him. He's made the playoffs every single season he's played, but hopefully for him he can turn it around. It's about to be week 3 now, and it's a time to turn around if you're not looking good so far. Number 11, we got the Base Invaders. 3-3 this week, -1 in the rankings. But I definitely saw a lot of improvement in the offense from him this week, so hopefully for him he can continue that. And Number 10, Flying Catfish, another team that's on the uptrend. He's looking pretty good. Uh, -2 in the rankings. He went 3-2 this week, but definitely a team that you gotta look out for. Sneaking in a playoff spot. At number 9, we got the Seagulls. Went 2-0 this week, -2 in the rankings. Seeing a lot of improvement from him. Compared to the last couple seasons, he's definitely showed a lot of improvement, and I think this is gonna be his season where he makes a little playoff run, for sure. Number 8, we got the Raccoons. Went 1-2 this week. Not as great as last week. Hasn't played as many games, obviously, but a really good team, and I think he's definitely a lock for playoffs. Then you got the Trash Pandas. Went 5-2 this week. Way better week than last week with the slow start. +12 in the rankings. Great week for him. Showing who we expected in the preseason. So here's Trash Pandas at number 7. And then number 6, we got the Martians. Much rougher week than week 1 for him. -3 in the rankings. Went 2-5 this week. Just really struggled this week at the plate. But we know how good he is. He can turn it around for sure. As one of the top teams. Number 5, a big improvement week for the Bombers. Went 5-1. Gets +4 in the rankings compared to last week. And he's kind of showing what I expected as like a guy who dropped from majors last season. The offense is definitely showing up lately, and Nolan Ryan is pitching very good for him, so that's awesome to see. At number 4, we got the Bards. Went 3-1 in week 2. -1 in the rankings, just because there's been a lot of other teams playing more games, but he's still a great hitting team. Good, one of the top teams for sure, and you gotta look out for him. And then you got the Neon Riders at number 3. Went 3-3. But he gets -2 in the rankings. But another, really good team. I didn't expect to be as good as he is, but definitely, I think he's gonna be a playoff lock for sure in this rookie season. And number 2, we get the Windbreakers, who are breaking +2 in the rankings. Went 3-3 this week. But I think he's a championship caliber player for sure. Showing a lot of improvement this season compared to last season, and it's great to see how much he's grown since he started the league. And number 1, who else would it be, man? It's the Drifters. Absolutely dealing and just smashing balls, man. 5-1 this week, and gets the +1 on the ranking. He's looking like he's got a couple Cy Young candidates on his team. I mean, yeah, Saberhagen and then Rhiannon Cannon looking crazy. And his offense is always great. So I think he's definitely a guy who's able to win a championship as he takes the number 1 spot in the All-Star League for week 2. Next, we got the Legendary League. Start at 16 with the Aztecs. Went, 1 for 6. Another tough week for him. -4 in the rankings. Nothing's been going right for him for sure this season. Just really struggling lately as he sits here at number 16. Number 15, we got the Kingdom of Fife, but I think he's had some BC problems, so he's not able to play any games at the moment. So he stays here at number 15. Number 14, we got the Death. Showing to be struggling this season compared to last season with the offense in particular. Went 1 for 3 this week, so he gets -1 in the rankings. Definitely a tough week for him. 13, I mean, as we see, Stranger Things really struggling lately on both sides of the plate. I've been seeing him make plenty of trades in the Discord. He's just trying to figure out what he can do to improve. But definitely a tough week. Over 3, -4 in the rankings at 13. Number 12. Seawolves had a little bit of a better week. 2-0 with some more games that may have not been played yet as I'm recording this. But +2 in the rankings. And definitely adapting to the high ego. Number 11, we got the new guy coming in. The Boston, I think it's the Boston Blizzard. Let me just confirm that. Hold on. Yeah, the Boston Blizzard takes a 5-5 record for his first week in the league. But, you know, not crazy amount to judge off of, so he stays here at 11. Number 10, we got the Ragondins. 1-2 this week. Lost both, I think, to the Flower Bombs. One was a blowout. So he stays at number 10, -1 in the rankings. And then you got Foul Poles. 1-1 this week. -1 in the rankings. Just not a lot of games he played. So not much to show. Number 8, we got the Hylians. 2-2. -2 in the rankings. I definitely see him being one of the top teams in the league. He's looked really good week 1. A little bit of a rougher week here. But I think he's a guy to look out for in the top spots of the league here. 7, we got the Unicorns. Went 3-2 this week. We know he's a good player. +1 in the rankings. Definitely an under the radar guy. No one really talks about. Number 6, we got the Tulips. Went 3-4. -2 in the rankings. But we know the Tulips. He's always like a top team in the league. He's always a guy that's got to make the playoffs. So I don't really think the 3-4 weeks should matter to him, you know? I think he's going to be competing for that first round bye for sure. But he stays there at number 6. Number 5, we got the Fly Balls. Really good week for him. 4-1. But they stay right at number 5. Number 4, we got the Ball Squawks. Went 5-3 this week. But, you know, only -3 in ranking just because a lot of teams played better and more games. But he's a really good player. We've seen he just won second player of the week in a row. His offense is absolutely shining. We love the uniforms. And he's definitely a top guy in the Legendary League. Number 3, what a week from Civilization. Went 5-1. As I said last week with the slow start, he's a guy that we saw him last season with the slow start. I think it was kind of like a 500 record at the end, towards the end of the season. But he's definitely found his stride and he's heating up right now, week 2, as he takes the 5-1 record and +4 in rankings this week. Number 2, we got the Front Runners. Only played one game as I'm recording this, so they stay here at number 2. And the new top team in the Legendary League is the Flower Bombs. We know how good he is. He just keeps, or he seems to keep improving, honestly. Every game he just seems to be getting better and better. He's got Dorian Stafford absolutely dealing for him. I don't think he's given up a run yet. But pitching has been solid for him for the most part. The 2 losses were kind of rough on the pitching side, but, he takes the number 1 spot this week, and that's +2 in the rankings. So that's all the rankings this week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Definitely a lot of changes this week, and I'm excited to watch week 3 games as we come towards the middle of the season here. It's really the time, if you're starting slow, to think about what you can change and what you can do to the team to help you turn it around. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.